Welcome to the Intella feature guide for version 3.1. Here, we'll explore the new Storyboard feature that's available in Intella Investigator and Intella Connect. Storyboards are a powerful new way to bring your investigation findings to life. Instead of relying solely on tags, comments, or static reports, storyboards let you build a dynamic, interactive narrative that connects your evidence with your expert insights. With storyboards, you can combine descriptive text, images, and visual widgets like timelines, maps, and charts directly into a single, structured document. You can continuously add new evidence, insights, and context as you work, making it easy to both develop and present complex case findings in a clear, visual, and defensible way, whether you're sharing results with colleagues, legal counsel, or stakeholders. Unlike simply tagging items or adding brief comments, storyboards allow you to weave together evidence and narrative in one place. Traditional methods often leave important context scattered or disconnected. For example, tags can show what's important but not why, and handwritten notes or external documents can't link directly to your digital evidence. With storyboards, you can embed live, interactive elements right alongside your explanations, ensuring that every finding is easy to understand and always connected to the underlying data. This integrated approach not only saves time, but also creates a much more compelling and defensible record of your investigation. Let's begin by exploring how to create your first storyboard using the Enron digital forensics case, a widely recognized example of corporate fraud frequently used in e-discovery and forensic investigations. To create a new storyboard, start by logging into the relevant case in Intella Investigator or Intella Connect and navigating to the report view. From there, select the Storyboard subview. This will display a list of existing storyboards for the case, if any, along with key details such as the title and creator. To create a new storyboard, you'll have the option to start with a blank canvas. In future versions of Intella, you'll also be able to generate storyboards from templates and with Intella Assist. Click Create New to begin. Enter a descriptive title that reflects the focus of your report, then click OK. Your storyboard will open automatically with the storyboard name displayed at the top of the canvas, ready for you to start building your narrative. The storyboard editor is designed for ease of use and flexibility. The workspace is divided into two main sections. On the left, you'll find the Management and Widgets panel. It includes global actions like undo, redo, export to PDF, and revision history. You'll also find a record of user activity on the storyboard, along with a selection of widgets that you can add to the canvas. On the right is the main document canvas. This is where you compose your report, combining text and widgets in a linear, easy-to-read format, similar to a word processor. To add free text, simply click into the canvas and start typing. The editor supports all the standard formatting options you'd expect. Highlight any text to bring up the text formatting options, where you can apply bold, italics, underline, highlighting, and change text alignment. Keyboard shortcuts like Control-B for bold and Control-I for italics are also supported, making it quick to style your narrative. However, widgets are the building blocks that make storyboards so powerful and flexible. There are two main types of these widgets: basic and advanced. Basic widgets include elements like headings, lists, and quotes. These are great for structuring your narrative and adding simple text-based content. To add a widget, click any widget tile in the left panel to insert it at your current cursor position. For example, we'll select a basic H2 heading. For even more control over placement, you can drag a widget from the left panel and drop it exactly where you want it in your document. As you drag, visual indicators will show where the widget will be placed. This drag and drop method also lets you add images directly from your computer by dropping them into the canvas as visual evidence. Configuring, moving, and deleting widgets is as simple as hovering over the widget and clicking or dragging the corresponding icon that appears on the left. You can also use the / command to bring up a list of all widgets. Basic widgets appear at the top, with advanced widgets below. Use the scroll bar to browse or navigate with your keyboard's arrow keys. To quickly find a widget, start typing in the search field at the bottom. For example, searching List will display two matching basic widgets. Click a widget, or use the arrow keys to select one and press Enter to insert it. With basic widgets, pressing Enter typically lets you continue adding items, such as in a list, or exit the widget and return to standard text. Advanced widgets offer much richer visualizations and interactivity, allowing you to directly connect your report with the data in your case. With advanced widgets, you can embed timelines, charts, maps, item previews, and more, making your storyboard a dynamic window into your evidence rather than a static document. To add an advanced widget, simply select it from the widget panel or drag it into your document. For example, let's add a previewer widget, which shows a preview of an item directly within your storyboard. With most advanced widgets, after placing one, you'll be prompted to configure it. Simply click on this prompt to open the configuration settings. The configuration settings will depend on what kind of advanced widget you've selected. Here, for a previewer widget, you'll enter an item ID to choose what item to display. Then, you select the display method, such as showing the item's contents or its native view. You'll also be able to set a fixed height, or let Intella automatically configure it. Once configured, click OK. We now see the contents of the selected email item. Many advanced widgets are interactive. For instance, let's add an item link widget. We'll configure it by clicking it and entering the same item ID that we used for the previewer widget above, and click OK. Now that it's configured, we can see that this item is an email with a certain item ID and email title. Clicking on this widget will instantly open a preview of the linked item, allowing reviewers to examine evidence without leaving the storyboard. This makes it easy to navigate and explore your findings. Widgets in storyboards are also dynamic. For example, a timeline widget tied to a specific tag will automatically update as new items are tagged in your case. We'll demonstrate this by adding a timeline widget, clicking it to open the configuration, and setting it to pull from the Key Findings tag. At the moment, only one item has this tag, which is shown in the table. Click OK to finalize the setup. Now, any items we tag as Key Findings will automatically appear in this timeline. We'll go to the Search tab, where a few items of interest have already been flagged. Select them all, choose Add or Edit tags, apply the Key Findings tag, and click Apply. When we return to the storyboard, you can see that the timeline has automatically updated to include those new items. There are several other types of advanced widgets available, including geolocation maps, actor hierarchies, and thumbnail galleries. While we won't cover every widget in detail here, these tools let you visualize relationships, trends, and key evidence in ways that are both compelling and easy to understand. Now that you've seen how to build a storyboard using basic text, headings, and interactive data visualizations, let's look at what a finished storyboard might look like in practice, using the same Enron case as our current example. Here, you can see our storyboard in a more complete format, starting with our previously inserted image of the Enron logo and a title to set the stage for the case overview. As we scroll down, each section of the case overview is organized with clear headers, essentially creating chapters for different parts of the case's narrative. Text explanations provide context and background, with formatting options like bold and underline used to highlight key points and make important details stand out. We begin by outlining Enron's history, including a geolocation widget to display the locations of Enron's physical offices on a map. Next, we use a bar graph to illustrate Enron's stock performance, showing how the company significantly outperformed expectations before the scandal broke. Subsequent chapters cover how the fraud was perpetrated, the whistleblower event, and the eventual collapse of Enron. Here, timeline widgets are used to visually present the sequence of key events. The storyboard concludes with sections on the trial and the aftermath of the case. Of course, your own storyboard may look very different depending on your use case. Some investigations may focus on building a chronological timeline of events, while others may emphasize communications, financial activity, geographic data, or key evidence relationships. You might create a concise summary for executive review, or a detailed investigative report with extensive supporting material and interactive widgets. Once you've finished building your storyboard, you may want to share it outside of Intella, such as with colleagues, stakeholders, or legal teams. You can easily export your storyboard as a PDF by clicking the Export button in the Editor panel. A progress bar will appear, and you can click Cancel at any time to stop the process. The resulting PDF will include your narrative, images, and widgets. Some widgets are rendered as text to make the PDF searchable, while more complex widgets are converted to images. Storyboards also feature a robust revision history. Every change you make is automatically saved, and versions are listed chronologically for easy management. To view the revision history, click the Revisions button in the Editor panel. This opens a dialog showing a list of previous versions, along with basic details like timestamps. If you ever need to undo changes or recover an earlier version, you can simply select a previous revision and click Restore to roll back your storyboard to that point. Finally, let's look at permissions and access control for secure collaboration. Intella Investigator and Intella Connect use role-based access control, or RBAC, allowing administrators to define exactly who can create, edit, or delete storyboards. Permissions can be configured at a granular level and tailored to match your team's workflow and security requirements. Before creating a storyboard, ensure you have the necessary access. If you're not an administrator, contact your Intella admin to confirm your permissions for using the storyboard feature. For administrators, log into your administrator account and go to the Users tab, then Roles and Permissions. Search for Storyboard to filter the settings. You can then assign the appropriate rights to each role, such as creating and deleting storyboards, and controlling whether users can edit all storyboards or only their own. Then, when a reviewer navigates to the list of storyboards, they will see either View or Edit options for each storyboard, depending on their permissions. View opens a read-only mode where no changes can be made, but the storyboard can be exported to PDF, and its revision history and user activity can be reviewed. Edit allows full editing access, including adding text and widgets, and reverting to previous versions in the revision history. Users can also return to the storyboard list and access the three-dot menu for each storyboard to rename or delete it, depending on their permissions. That brings us to the end of this overview of storyboards. In summary, storyboards bring together text, visuals, and interactive elements in one place, making complex findings easier to understand, present, and defend, all while staying directly connected to the underlying data. If you have any further questions, please consult the Intella documentation at the link below or contact our support team regarding any technical issues. Thank you for watching.